because we had an operation in August called Operation Distraction. We booked 1,800 people. 1,800 people got booked in a single month for using their mobile phone while they were driving. That's the real outcome of what people do, and this is how it ends. Okay, so now we've moved to the other vehicle here. The only way that we can get this patient out is what we call an inline extrication, where in coordination with MFS and SAS, we're actually going to cut the route and flip the route over so that they've got a passage in the back to actually get her out through the rear window. Now the way they do that is that long board that you had before, that you may have seen with the other one, they'll bring one in close behind her and basically slide her out. Again, with the same situation, we're trying to keep the movement of her body parts as minimal as possible so that there is no further damage done to the patient. Now this sometimes can take anywhere up to 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how bad the patient is trapped. In this situation, here we are, we've got a lot of room around us, but imagine if that car was wrapped around a tree, the difficulty that would incur as a result of these people working in a confined space. But they'll work around it where they've got protective, where MFS, you'll see, have got the grey protective screen, so that no glass or metal can fly into the patient. It also helps the paramedics and other MFS officers inside the car taking them out. And as I said, they'll cut at the pillars and then they'll flip that route. And that way they can take them out. So we've talked about the driver. We've talked about the passenger in the car. And the passenger wants to become a teacher. She's just suffered a significant head injury. She was unconscious when the police and medical services arrived. With a head injury, is she likely to be able to learn enough to retain the information? How will she behave afterwards? Will she be affected physically as a result of that? We've talked about the occupants of the other cars. We've also talked about the pedestrian. There's one other person out there that we haven't talked about. What do we do with deceased people when we come to a crash scene like this? Death is the most horrible outcome for all of us, but you know what? There's nothing we can do for you. And because there's nothing we can do for you, we do nothing. We've simply covered the body up and left it there whilst we get on with our job. This is what people do every day of the week. We have 6,500 people injured every year on our roads. This is commonplace for people like me, for people like the service people you can see here. 6,500 times a year people get injured on our roads. 100 times a year somebody ends up like this, laying in the dirt, covered in a blanket, and no one doing anything. Because there's just nothing we can do. The crew that are arriving now are our major crash investigation unit. Their job is to investigate. They're not interested in who's hurt and who's not hurt. They want to know what evidence can we gather, because we know that we'll be prosecuting somebody, we'll be taking them to court and then sending them to jail. You don't think about it. When you drink and drive, you think, I might lose my licence, I might get a fine. No. When something like this happens, you will go to jail. Between 10 and 15 years is probably a good outcome. These guys are going to come along now, they'll start measuring seams. If you've been out on the road and you've seen little yellow angles painted on the road, these are the guys that do it. They're putting out where vehicles started, where they ended, they measure the skid marks, and their job is to come back and recreate the crash, which they can do using software, and they can then play that video to the court, so the court can see how the crash started, what happened as the vehicles collided and started to rotate, and also how it ended up. Something that everybody has, a mobile phone. We've rung, haven't we? We've rung our friends, we've rung our parents. A lot of the time we'll crash somewhere near home. One of the first civilians on the scene quite often is a friend or a family member. The mother of the deceased has just turned up. She's trying to find where her daughter is because she was meant to be in one of the cars. What she hasn't yet figured out is she's laying under a blanket dead.
So a major crash, people will come up and speak to the mother, because do you know what are the very unenviable jobs that your parents might have to have? We need to know who's under the blanket. We need to know for sure. And the only way we can identify that person is if a family member looks at them and tells us that that person used to be my son or daughter.
So while SAPOL is doing a very important job there with the deceased and the mother, we still have two patients here that we're extricating. One that's in the vehicle, as I explained to you, we're going to slide up and put her on the stretcher behind that vehicle. And the other one there is the pedestrian. She certainly hasn't been forgotten at any stage. It's just that one of the things about this is that we only have a certain number of resources available. As we spoke about before, imagine in the country. We're talking minutes here, in the country it could be hours. But we have a situation here where we've now got two paramedics that have been able to treat the pedestrian, and we now have the other crew now that's going to extricate that patient through the back. And you'll see them as they slide her over the driver's seat onto the back. We've already completely taken off the roof, so it's now safe to do that. They'll coordinate that with MFS on the lifting, and again, as I explained to you, we try and keep the movement down of the patient as minimal as possible, so as to not aggravate any injuries that she's already sustained.
So a car has three pillars, and I'll just point them out. The one at the front here where the windscreen is, that's called the A pillar. It's part of the structural integrity of the car. The centre pillar where your seatbelt mounts is called the B pillar. The back is the C pillar. To get a roof off, they have to cut all three pillars on both sides of the car. It's taken them quite some time to do that. They've used what's called hard protection, so those big heavy plastic sheets which they put between the occupants and the glass. They've also got protection now on top of the pillars, as you'll notice, because there's lots of sharp metal. And that goes on before we take the person out. Why? Because the only people they're concerned about are themselves first and their use. Okay, priority one for these guys is look after ourselves, because nobody will come to help us. If we get injured at a crash scene, who will come for us? So we have to make sure that the vehicle's safe. It doesn't matter how good a vehicle you've got, the jaws of life will cut the A, B and C pillar. They'll also spread the door on your car as well. All of that equipment is carried by the MFS, and in country areas by the Country Fire Service. Okay, what we're doing now is, obviously we're not doctors. We can't say that the person's dead, but obviously they don't have a pulse and they're not breathing. So we have to expose the body, have a look at it, get mother to identify it. And as far as our operation is concerned, we just need to move the body now. It doesn't go on a barouche, it doesn't get put on one of those trolleys like the injured party coming out on that Oregon board is now, on the slide board, sorry. What they're going to do is they place the body under a blue zip-up bag. Because what's going to happen to that person is what will happen to you if you die in a crash. You get wrapped in a blue bag, you can get zipped up, and you get taken away by undertakers or the coroner's van, depending on who's available, and you're taken to a morgue for further identification and examination. This person, for us, is evidence. They stopped being a person because they're dead, now they're evidence, and we will treat them as evidence. We need to look after them, we need to preserve